All right, we're recording. Here we go. We're going to be doing a video today. It's called Creating Systems in Context. Basically, we're just going to be looking at some word problems and figuring out the equations that go with it. So we're going to be highlighting some things, and you can write them down. You don't have to write down everything. But it says, Sharonda uses a blend of dark chocolate and milk chocolate to make ice cream topping at her restaurant. Oh, I love dark chocolate and milk chocolate. More dark chocolate than milk chocolate, though. She needs to buy a total of what? 120. By the way, could you guys highlight that part or like write it down? We got two different things here. We got dark chocolate. So can you guys write down the word dark chocolate? And then we got milk chocolate. So write down the word milk chocolate. And then we have a total of 120 kilograms. That's a lot of chocolate. That's in total for her next order. Okay? And her recipe calls for twice the amount. Ooh, that's another important thing. Her recipe calls for twice the amount of dark chocolate as milk chocolate. So just by reading that, while you guys are writing it down, while we're reading it, what are we going to have more of? Dark chocolate or milk chocolate? Dark chocolate, okay? Dark chocolate, okay. So right now it says dark chocolate, let D be the amount of kilograms of dark chocolate, and then it says let M be the amount of kilograms of milk chocolate. All right, so now we always want to write down our variables, okay? So here we go. We're going to write down our variables. Here we go. D equals the kilograms of dark chocolate. By the way, I just want to give a shout out to my my fourth period class because they're awesome. Even if I misspell stuff, they don't critique me or call me out on it. I appreciate that, and they're so great at letting me do videos while they're learning because they're awesome. If I had a favorite class, this would be one of them if I was allowed to say that, but I'm not. So, all right. And what does M represent, y'all? The what? Yeah, how much? The kilograms, right? The kilograms of milk chocolate. All right, kilograms of milk chocolate. All right, so, now, by the way, would you guys agree that if I take the amount of dark chocolate and I add the amount of milk chocolate, and I add them together, that would equal the total amount of the chocolate together? Man, I'm just craving some chocolate. Yeah, the total is what? 20 kilograms, right? Oh, 120. My bad. 120, not 120. 120 kilograms. There we go. So what letter did we use for dark chocolate? D, right? And what letter did we use for milk chocolate? M. And that equals a total of what? 120. So guess what? That's one of our equations right here. The dark chocolate plus the milk chocolate equals 120. Now, the one that probably gives students the most concern is not the dark plus the milk equals 120. It's the twice amount of dark chocolate as milk chocolate. What does that mean? The dark, can you guys write this? The dark has to equal 2 times the milk. Does that little sentence right there make sense to y'all? The dark has to equal 2 times the milk because your recipe calls for twice the amount of dark. Okay, so what letter did we use for dark? D. And what letter did we use for milk? Milk chocolate? M. So the dark chocolate has to be what? Twice the amount of milk chocolate. So these are the two equations that I'm looking for. All right. Now, by the way, guys, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys the substitution method. Can you get, all right, so we're just going to go over here. We don't have to do this for this problem, but listen, if you got this problem and then actually asked you to solve it, I want you guys to know how to use the substitution method. So in your journal, could you write the substitution method? Now, for those of you who do not want to know the substitution method, you can fast forward through this video until we get to the answer. That's fine. But here we go. So we know the dark chocolate equals 2 times the milk chocolate, and we know that the dark plus the milk chocolate equals a total of 120. So check this out. What do we know the value of? We know the value of D. What is D equal to? D is equal to what? 2m. So watch. This is called the substitution method. I'm literally substituting it in right there. 2m plus m equals 120. What's 2m plus an m? That's a total of what? 3m's. Then we we're actually solving. I had a student ask me, "What are we doing?" We are actually solving this, even though we don't have to. We're just solving it. We're practicing what's called the substitution method. So we're going to find the exact amount of milk chocolate that Sharonda bought. If we divide both sides by 3, what do we get, guys? M equals 40. So she bought what? 40 kilograms of milk chocolate. Now, if this works, everybody, what did we say the dark chocolate was always going to be equal to? 2 times that, right? Well, let's see if that works. 2 times that is 80, correct? 2 times that is 80. What do those add up together? If we added those together, we get a total of what? 120. So if it asked us to solve for it, what would our two answers be? 40 and 80. I know it didn't ask us to solve it, but I just wanted to show you guys what? The substitution method, where you take one thing and you substitute it in for the other. Okay? All right. So let's think about, like, well, what's our answer for this? What are we looking for? D equals 2m and D plus m equals 120. That's what we're looking for. Oh, sorry. Scrolling down. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. I didn't mean to. Didn't mean to. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Hold on. Make sure. D plus m equals 120. D equals 2m. That's the one that I want right there. Okay. That was a close one. All right. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at all those. Woo! Woo! Wow. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. You guys ready? I want you guys to write this. That was a delayed response. Okay, here we go. Everybody, what I want you to do, I want you to write this down exactly as it appears. I'm going to go and pause the video so my students can write it. All right, guys, here we go. Now it says let K be Kevin's age and let D be Daniel's age. All right, here we go. K equals Kevin. Why am I thinking of a minion right now? I don't know why. I think I'm just K equals Kevin. All right. And then D equals Daniel. Now it's Daniel's age. Like let's do caveman. Ready? Kevin age, Daniel age. Okay, fine. English teachers will put apostrophe. Good. All right. Now they're happy. There we go. Daniel's age and Kevin's age. Now it says Kevin is what? Kevin is 3 years older than Daniel. So what does that mean? Kevin is 3 years older than Daniel. Okay? So I'm going to highlight that part. Ready? Kevin is 3 years older than Daniel. That's this part. Does that make sense, everybody? Like just literally 3 years older. It's like 3 plus D. Now this is the part that's kind of confusing. This is the part that's awesome. 2 years ago. Would you guys agree that 2 years ago, Kevin's age would be K minus 2. 2 years ago, Kevin's age would be K minus 2. Does that make sense so far? Hopefully. Was. So Kevin was. Well, I mean, still equals, right? 4 times as old as Daniel. So 4 times as old as Daniel. But 2 years ago, what was Daniel's age 2 years ago? D minus 2. So 2 years ago, Kevin was K minus 2, and 2 years ago, Daniel was D minus 2. So these are the two equations right here that match the given situation. All right? Does that make sense? Now, The reason we're going to solve it is because I want you to see that our answers actually will match this given scenario. Okay, so here we go. We are going to use the substitution method once more. These are our answers, but we're going to use the substitution method. What is k equal to, everybody? K equals what? So right here, watch what I'm going to write right here for k. What am I going to substitute? For right there, what am I going to put? 3 plus d equals, now let's go ahead and distribute. 4 times d is 4d. 4 times negative 2 is, not negative 2. Come on, man, seriously. Negative 8. Now we're going to solve for d, everybody. We're solving for d. So how do we solve for d? You take away a d from this side, and you take away a d from this side. What happens here? Zeroes out. You're left with 3d. Add an 8. Add an 8. All right? Wait a second. Hold on. I forgot something. Hold on. I realized I just forgot something. Hold on. I forgot something. 3 plus d. What did I forget? I forgot to do what? Minus a 2. Oh, it's okay to make a mistake as long as you catch yourself. Okay? So I'm going to go back in time here and erase that. It's okay. It's okay if people see me make a mistake, as long as I correct myself before I do my final answer. All right, so I substitute 3 plus d for k, but I forgot to put the minus 2. What is 3 minus 2, everybody? Right? 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, that's better. I like it now. I like it. Make a better d. Okay, now, once again, we're going to take away a d from this side, and we'll take away a d from this side, and that zeroes out. We're left with 3d. But now I'm going to add an 8, and I'm going to add an 8, and I'm going to get a total of 9. So what am I left with? 3d equals 9. So what does Daniel have to equal? Daniel has to equal 3. Well, what does Kevin have to equal? 3 plus what? 3 plus 3, which is 6. All right? So right now, let's take a look at our answers. Ready? We got Daniel is what? Daniel is 3. Kevin is 6. So right now, is Kevin 3 years older than Daniel? Yes. Let's do 2 years ago. 2 years ago, what was Daniel's age 2 years ago? 1. What was Kevin's age 2 years ago? 4. So if Kevin was, right, if Daniel was 1 and Kevin was 4, was Kevin 4 times as old as Daniel 2 years ago? Yeah, he was. So it works. Okay. But what do we have to do for this particular one? Just find those two. So what do we have? I'll let you guys choose for me. Please choose wisely. Uh-oh. Here we go. Ready? K equals 3 plus d. K equals 3 plus d. And then what? 2 years ago? So what does it look like? A? I agree. Yay, we did it. All right, good job, everybody. Now, here's the last one we're going to do.